Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the Lion's Den. Man, it has been a minute since we have done one of these, their network. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, man.
You feeling
Just
great?
cold.
Dude, it is freezing outside. For all of our viewers, it's Memphis, Tennessee, and we went from yesterday, we had a high of like 50 or 55.
Yeah.
To today, it was like a high of like 28. It was crazy. It started off actually at 36, and it gradually, by the time I got to your house in a 30-minute time frame, it was already 25 degrees. It dropped ridiculously.
Crazy.
So,
Climate control.
where's the global warming? That's what I want to know. Where's global warming at? I embrace it. Okay, look, the Bible says that everything's going to melt with a fervent heat anyways, so that means this world is done.
Yep.
It's cooked. But anyways, so we wanted to jump on here. What inspired this particular episode of the Lion's Den is you said something to me yesterday. We've talked about how we met several times in the past, and you put it to me in a different way, and in a way that hit different for me. And then this morning, before I was heading out, I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he was talking to a young entrepreneur. I think this guy was an entrepreneur. He was a young guy who was getting advice from Gary V, and he was talking about honesty, right? How to always set your expectations and be honest. And yesterday, when we were talking about how we met, like the first 20 seconds into our conversation, you told me, you said the reason why our friendship and our brotherhood is so solid is because I was so open and honest. Like my intentions weren't hidden. I wasn't fake with you at all. Like nothing about me screamed that I had anything hidden from you.
Right.
So that was a major piece there. So I wanted to talk about forming solid relationships, both whether that be romantic, whether that be business, whether that be friendships, what's the cornerstone of that?
I mean, just like you said, no hidden agendas. I mean, you come with just being open and honest about your intentions. Like, what do you actually want? Like, because I provide a service.
Right.
So what do you want? And you want to learn.
Right.
Which is cool because I'm always willing to teach and learn at the same time. So for me, it was like the whole vibe, the energy. I felt it like I knew it was real, you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
you feel like I came forward, just everything. Here's my goal. Here's my expectation of this. And from there, you're able to build on it.
Of course.
There's trust in that, too.
And then we got a lot of solid work out of it, so,
We make a really good team. People are kind of thrown off because it's a white guy and a black guy.
It's crazy.
Well, you've seen how people look at us. Kind of like when we first enter a room, they see you, they're like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And they look at me like, "Whoa."
They're like,
why is this white dude in the room? Like,
is he with you?
I guess they're not expecting
Exactly.
a white dude. So, which I'm kind of growing. I've grown a little bit accustomed to it. I've grown to expect it a lot more. And I guess you know me well enough that I don't cuss, drink, or smoke. And that's like the very first thing. As soon as you introduce me to somebody, that's the first thing you rattle off about me. You're like, "This my boy Bo, this my business partner. He does not smoke, cuss, or drink."
And that's rare.
Oh man.
No, but to piggyback off that, how does that make you feel? Like when we go into places and you know that these people looking at you and like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Who is he? How that make you feel?
It makes me feel sort of weird. Not gonna lie to you. It makes me feel slightly awkward and like I'm out of place. So for me, it's I'm following your lead. a lot of the time because a lot of these people know you or know of you or you're with people that they know. So it's like a trickle down effect. It's like when two mob bosses get together, and if one mob boss wants to meet the next one, he has to be introduced by a mob boss. So in this industry, I feel whenever I've become comfortable with an artist, it's after you haven't like introduced me to this person. Like on my own, I could probably do it. It'd be a little bit awkward, but when someone that they trust and they know, and we could bring skin color into this too because it does play a role. It's do we all trust this white dude? Like what is he at? Like is he undercover? Like what's going on with him?
So it can go both ways. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, but that's just upon ignorance.
Right.
That's all.
So for me, I follow your lead, and then whenever you've made the introduction, I then get warmed up and I get more comfortable with them. Because there's the white culture, there's the black culture. We do things differently. Like we introduce each other differently. Like there's more of like the brotherhood vibe with the black
more
culture.
Urban.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's more like the starchy white culture, like we're real strict handshake where like I've seen you roll up on, artists that you really don't know. Everybody's like, yeah, man, like they're all bro hugging it. You roll up into a white event, everybody's like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? It's like starch, dude. So
well, we had one. The the Kaizen.
oh yeah.
That was
Everybody's just like, we're all professional. So it's the artists that we've been working with and the whole experience together, everybody's very comfortable with each other from the very get-go. So I don't know how that could be.
It's like a hidden community. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, because every artist pretty much know each other.
Right. Well, they come with their own small circle. Right. They don't come with like their whole neighborhood. They come with like maybe 10. I haven't seen anybody like Big Walk Dog. He walked in with probably about 30 people. Like that was probably stretching it too. Like the entourage, like I've seen artists when they have security, like their security detail is a lot bigger than their actual entourage.
Right.
So to see a huge entourage with an artist, just think like if you had to get out of a space real fast.
And that a lot of times that acts as security for the artist. The entourage. So you figure it's 30, 40 people walking with their artist. So why would he need security? Because half of them packing anyway.
At least
if not all.
Yeah,
so,
to some degree.
Yeah, because they protecting
their buddy, their friend,
the trophy.
Yeah, the principal, whatever you want to call it. So, and I've been trying to get the whole. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was sitting in church. I was like, am I too early trying to go in on the whole bodyguard idea? I was like, you know what? Screw it. I want to experiment with at least one. And I'm waiting for you to send me a date, like locally, so that I can help to organize that. Because that's an industry that I would really like to go in on. Learn it as what is it like as the principal, and then what is it like as the guardian of the principal. So, are you looking at the different dates that you've got coming up? Looking to meet Miss Triscuits over here.
I was gonna say Lady T-Rex. I was gonna say Lady T-Rex, but that's in February. Then we doing that. That's gonna be a shoot at her house. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We'll figure, because I got other stuff coming up. Like the Don, he want to know them, so
yeah,
we'll figure that out.
Because even though like the money, like there's a budget to it, it's still possible. I still want to experiment with that idea. Because you could do it. Like you could go alone, and because like these areas, but it's like why go alone when you don't have to, And that, and plus it's like I don't want some stupid person to drive up on you guys when you're shooting a music video and just start popping off rounds just because he decides to be retarded.
That's one of my fears too. I'm like, I'm on set shooting a video and like my back is turned. So
yeah.
I can't see what.
Right.
what the artists or the people see. So it'd be a lot of time I was like, man, I hope his op or their op don't ride up. No, they shoot a video because a lot of time people going live from and people see your location, see the different things in the background that are recognizable,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't happen like in instance.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened. That's why a lot of time we doing these big events. It's no going live. It's really no phone
Yeah.
on these major sets. They don't even want you to have a phone out.
Yeah.
Camera,
Well,
no phone.
and that's for multiple reasons too. They don't want the new stuff to be leaked early.
That too.
You know,
Especially
and then for the reasons that you just named. So,
it's a security thing.
it is. It really. It's
Both
real
ways,
too.
Both ways.
And when you see them rolling up, like it could be out of like, look what I can afford, but also it's like when you've made it, there are some. It's like being the president. Like there are some people that hate you and will write you
The
death
label's
threats.
gonna protect their asset, and their asset is the artist.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna protect him at all costs.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna make sure he's got a couple mil or a couple 100,000 to afford some top-notch security. So that's what I always think of whenever you're like, oh, dude, you know, I'm going to shoot this video in Orange Mound or something like that. I'm like, these guys know him, but at the same time, these artists, you know, you make the wrong move, you say the wrong word or something like that, and these people could snap.
And see, that's why when you go into places like that, it's just keep it business. You know what I mean? Just in and out like a bank robber.
Right.
Like, ain't no time to sit around, chill. I might let them look it back at the footage, a little of the footage, and that's it. And I'll be ready to go anyway. When I get started,
Mm-hmm.
once I get started, it's like I get in my mode. Once I'm done, I'm ready to, pack it up and roll.
Mm-hmm.
No time to sit around and politic and talk, text me or call me. You know what I mean? Not being
Right.
rude, but I got things to do.
Right.
Like I could be starting my editing process, setting up stuff, and like
Yeah.
a lot of artists want you to sit there and talk to, want you to hear all that music. A lot of it's good, but I got a schedule to keep.
Yeah.
We have a schedule.
We're not here to have a
maintain.
listening party. We're here to
You
shoot a
set
music
dates
video.
for that. You book those.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say this for a lot of the artists listening to this, whichever ones are, be prepared. Like, be ready. Like, when the videographer, whether that's Netwurk, myself, or one of our other friends rolls up and goes to shoot your music video, have these locations planned. Because then you'll have, like you had in the previous one that you did, you rolled up and nobody's ready. They're still getting the scene. Like, no one's thinking.
Speaking of rolled up, and another thing, a lot of artists do it. It's all of them. I don't say all of them, but a vast percentage of them. Rolling. Let me roll up something. So you knew you're gonna have a video shoot. You supposed to roll you up 10 blunts before you make it to the set. It's like you want to hold up, but you're gonna have to roll while we shoot.
Yep.
Consider it B-roll. Like
Yeah,
seriously.
consider it B-roll, yeah.
Because I mean, you shooting a video. It's just like your people know you got a video shoot, but you talking about wait 30 minutes because such and such gotta go to the mall, get their haircut,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Yeah.
Like for real. Oop, did I curse?
No, you good. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
I thought you had a special crowd that was watching this. Ooh, excuse
Don't
me.
worry about that. I'll handle that if they
Oh, okay.
try to balk
But
at it.
anyway,
They're
yeah.
all right.
So time is everything. Like with this, because you got to think about lighting, the time of day. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Yeah.
keep your natural light as much as possible.
Right.
You really don't want to bring out no LEDs or any kind of lighting equipment unless it's highly required. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So for the
Well,
most part, they.
I'll tell you this. I don't think you go into boss mode enough.
Oh, I do.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think that you
So I be trying not to be rude. 'Cause
see,
I can,
that's there's a fine line between being rude and then being like professional, like keeping things moving and popping. So like you have your own time. Like we're in Orange Mound. I don't like being in Orange Mound. Period. Like it's not a place that's pretty. It's not a place that's like, yeah, even if even if it's Beverly Hills, like
we
like
won't be in and
I'm in
out.
there to, it's like,
Do
so
a
if
job.
it's 10:30 at night and we're up there shooting a music video and the artist is not ready, like it's okay to be like 30 we just now getting started 30 minutes later. All right, I'm going to tack on an extra whatever to this, because wherever I go, even as a trucker, like if I'm stuck there for 45 minutes and we haven't picked up anything, like nobody, like there was one time where we rolled up on Copart and the guy hadn't even paid for his car. He's like, all right, give it 15 minutes to go through. I'm paying for it now. We waited there for 45 minutes. And finally, Taylor, our main dispatch girl, was Elliot's wife, was texting me. She was like, just leave. Dump the car. I'll find another one. Just keep going. Like, because we don't have time for this. Because people want you. As the driver, we get so much disrespect handed to us. A lot of them. If you check my Instagram and my Facebook, I actually made a post. It was a video explaining what happens in the trucking world. The drivers get such bad information 99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I am amazed that Amazon packages arrive on time, FedEx packages arrive on time. If you receive a package a day early or day of, I'm surprised that it arrived when it should have. Because there's so much stupidity that goes on within the trucking and transport world. Because for example, there was a broker that he sent us to a load, my brother to a load that required a tarp, and he didn't tell him. So my brother has to now go find
And
buy tarps. And my brother was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to add on because you didn't tell me that this needed a tarp. So now we got to invest in actual tarps for that. And then there was another one where this was a diamond in the rough one, though, for the broker, because she said this is going to be a partial load, like half a load.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother's plan was to roll up, put the AC unit on the very front of the trailer, and then put like a little like Sentra or something like that on the back. And it was going to pay him like thousands of dollars. Like it was going to be a good load.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we arrived there, and this thing is like 6,000 pounds. It's huge. It's a full load. And so the information that the broker got was bad. So my brother texted her, and they worked it out, and she's a fantastic individual. So she was like, hey, I'm booking you more loads. I'll help you get this and that. And now my brother's got an actual tarp for a load like that, right? So
it's like a tool for the trade.
Right, but he lets them know, like, hey, this is what happened. We don't appreciate, we're going to tack on this much more. Like, if he bumps into something that wastes his time, like, hey, we lost 30 minutes, you're going to owe us for this. And that's what I think you need to start doing, is when you arrive to somewhere and these people do not have their stuff together. I'll use this for example. We have Rated. Rated, the artist, he's always looking at you. He's like, hey, man, I got my stuff ready. We're waiting on you. If someone says play the music and it doesn't come out of your mouth, he goes, no, the director. He's very focused and respectful of you, your talent, and your time. Like he's very much like I'm the skill. Ain't nobody moving unless Netwurk calls the shot.
Yep.
Like I can't call it, even though I'm, your best friend. Nobody can call it. That's a professional.
Right.
He's very much on top of his game. When people roll into Wicked Films to do a live performance, they know exactly where they're going. Okay, I got 2 of them. I'm out. Like that's it. And we roll through it. Boom. They're not. Wicked's not messing around. If you want a live performance, then a boxed-in interview, like you go from your performance straight to your interview. Even with the president, man, he had his props ready. He came ready with this stuff.
Yep.
So, and that's the artist side being respectful to you, and that's the director, producer being respectful to himself. So I think that whenever we meet these artists in their own territory or in their own environment, they tend to think that it's like that you have all the time in the world.
Right.
Like, don't be doing your hair. Don't when you go to the strip club, you've already got everything you need. You got your money. You don't have to stay and go, hey, let me change my outfit. Like you're ready to go.
Let me go to the ATM.
Exactly. Like
I go pick Bobby
you
up.
come there fully loaded. You are ready for whatever you have planned. You know exactly what you're gonna accomplish in the next hour or two. You know how many drinks you're going to buy. You know what you're gonna drink. Same thing with your art.
Right.
And I think that you need to. And I think that as as a cameraman, a video producer, it's okay to almost be borderline rude. I think that it would be okay because there's some lines that you need to kind of touch with these people a little bit to be like, hey, look, if you touch this line, this is what you're looking at having. So we better be snappy pappy with this. Because you say 2 hours, you went to 2 different locations. You go to multiple locations for these people, right? So now they're taking your gas, dragging you. It's hard to put everything up, strip it all back down, pack it away, take it all back out. Like, it's a huge process. That alone, all of that alone, that's why I say that you should increase your price from whatever it is to just shy of $1,000. I mean, you come fully loaded. You're not coming there with like a little iPhone camera or something like that. Like you're coming with the full set, the lights, everything. Like if you're gonna have me pick up all my stuff and keep moving, like for the artist, it's just grab your bag of drugs and leave. For you, it's break down everything, make sure it all fits in the car.
20 minutes of breaking down shit.
Yeah, just breaking it down, let alone packing it up or setting it all up. So for these artists, they need to really be mindful of that. You know, it's good that they're doing business with you, but I just think that on your part, I think there should be more of like all right, we're 30 minutes late starting. Okay, here's a fee. You know, going forward, there's going to be a fee, a $50 fee if we start 30 minutes late. If we start late even by a minute, like we got to start popping it off. Because even during the daylight, I don't like you being by yourself in the hood. You know, like, you're my buddy, and if someone does something to you, I will come down from wherever I am in the trucking world, and I will pop a fool. So, but that's how I feel, and I don't think I've expressed it to you in that way yet. Like I've done it a little bit lighter, but I really feel like you put yourself in these environments where if you get something happens to you, I mean, you're not giving yourself enough respect, and you're not demanding enough respect from these artists. Which, by the way, artists, if you're doing business with Netwurk Spielberg, you're getting a crazy wonderful deal. Crazy wonderful deal. Netwurk Spielberg should be having y'all pay $1,500 for his stuff. It's ridiculous. So, especially if y'all are having to move to multiple locations, this is asinine. Get your stuff together. He's got 12 plus years in the industry. Like, my brother, who's only been in the transport industry for a year and a half, demands the best. He says, they're my trucks, they're my trailers, they're my drivers. We're going to give it the best we've got. Why shouldn't I have the best? And people will give him, okay. There was one person I told you about the AC unit. They tried to pay on a job that was like $2,500 load. They tried to pay him $1,200. He's like, why are you shorting me? And they were like, well, everybody's, we're short on payment. Everybody's got to eat. He's like, everybody's trying to eat out here, bro. Give it. He said, I'm not transporting this load for less than $2,500. They gave him $2,500 for it. What is so wrong about demanding that? Like, if they're going to drag you around, at least make some money. $500 is half a loaf of bread. $1,000 is a full loaf. That's some bread. Put some bread in your hand. You know?
Sound about right.
Because it's not the fact that you're not known. You're known by a lot of beginning artists, you know? And anybody that interacts with you is lucky, especially at the price that you're selling your services for, man. That's why I say 800, because, man, it's a lot of work. Wicked Films, it's all done in a studio. For one location, man, do you see the cage and the microphone that we're busting out for him? Dude, he's got 3 people all up in that joint. You got 3 people, one of them's at least got you were working my camera, and you had 2 other people that were working the mic stand and getting that all prepared for one location. That's like 5 people. Like, for real. That's a lot of work. And then that one guy, he came up, what is it? Hating Ain't Healthy. That guy from Hating Ain't Healthy. He's like, oh, I see why you guys charge what you charge. Everybody's got something in their hand. Everybody's doing something. Man, in reality, Wicked Films could probably charge 3 times what he's charging for one location. He's got an excellent platform. He's got wonderful people that work for him, hard workers, creative people. He got a full-blown team. And then we have Netwurk Spielberg that's got himself, and he does a wonderful job. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. You may disagree with me, I'm not sure, but you can feel free to weigh in.
Of course, you know some people got to disagree.
Do you disagree with me? Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, good. Because I was going to slap you if you did.
Trust me, I will let you know.
Good.
But yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's going up.
You're letting the fact that you don't have as big of a platform as Wicked Films define your prices, and I think you're incredibly wrong for that.
It ain't even that.
What is it?
What we talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The market.
The market.
It's you got 3% that's fully like a full machine.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3% artists that's like they got their bag right.
Right.
But you got the other 97%. They need help. You know, they need work. I try to work with them. You see what I'm saying? Like T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Another prime example.
Right.
Artist. Try to help those artists because they really don't have nobody behind them pushing them like that. You see what I'm saying? Far as because at the same time, me shooting that video, that's great content. So I'm building great content for artists that's like, I ain't gonna say low budget artists or artists that's kind of like underground. We just say underground artists.
Okay.
I'm trying to help them build who they are up and not trying to like, you know, bust their heads with the prices, trying to keep that balance. Cause you gotta keep in mind a lot of these artists still got 9 to 5.
Right.
Still living in places they try to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to balance that out, which I feel like, excuse me, what I'm charging right now is fair compared to what it could be in the next few months.
Right.
Like it can go up like tremendously, and it's gonna go up. But I'm trying to like market myself to the artists that can afford what I got going on now.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, cause you remember I was charging less than that. Like,
no, dude, you were all. At least you're at a stable place. Here's. I was thinking about this as you were talking there, because as a solo act, right, without me, right, you know, it takes you a lot longer to break it all out, set it all up, break it all down, pack it back in. So if these people are asking for multiple locations, I think you should charge like for the first one, and then if they have extra locations, charge like $200 more for each location. Because then it's time, it's gas, it's what if you get stuck in traffic for 30 minutes? You know, like now it's
time, gas.
It's time. Yeah, I don't think that that's wrong.
No,
I do not. You know, and I don't think that that's ripping off these beginning artists either. Because it's like, all right, we're going to shoot one location because then you have that ability to go, okay, he's only paying $100. All right, cool. Once you're done with that, all right, hey, we want to go to this place. All right, cash at me or give me cash, $200 more. What? What are you wanting me for? You want me to break down everything and drive down there in Memphis traffic? It's 10 o'clock at night. We're going down to a strip club, in which case you have not set up anything for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like $200. Come on. If they have a problem with it, all right, well, let's pack it in now. All right. Appreciate your business. And that's not called being rude. It's called being professional and respecting yourself, respecting your craft. You know, because as a trucker, and I show up and someone's just having me lollygag and sit there and I'm waiting on something like, dude, I could like go to the next. There's sometimes where I wish that Taylor would like call off the load, be like, hey, can you find me another? Like, there's always a car. I'm like, okay, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, man. Like, I'm really happy when she goes, drop that load and go over here. It's 30 minutes from your location. Go get this one instead. I'm like, cool, because now I can move. I want my wheels moving. I want to show up, show up, drop my Rams, get my stuff loaded, and get out of Dodge. You know, same thing with being a cameraman. You got your back to the street. You know, so if those are some genuine fears that you have that are well founded, if they get you moving from Orange Mound to some other place that's also in the hood or in some other location that's not very safe, they could kill you just for your camera gear. Roll up, pop, 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 grab it and go. Sell it somewhere on Facebook for twice as much as you bought it for, and some idiot would be willing to pay twice as much for it. So, all I'm saying is that from now on, I think that's how you should do it, especially if you're moving. Hey, we're only going to be right here. Okay, $100. All of it up front. Boom. We want to do 2 locations. All right. Initially, how many locations after the first one? We got 2 locations. All right. It's $400. Because you got to take time, break that down. Gas money. Boom, 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 boom. It's a business. It is okay to support.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I ever hire you to do stuff for me, I'm going to pay you $1,000. Because I know what you can do. You're worth at least $1,000. At least $1,000. That's on the low end. High end's like if I have you do some like vlogging stuff and whatever for me, then that price goes up. Which means I gotta make sure I got my money right. You're my friend. Like I wanna invest in you. You know, like you got kids to feed, you got bills to pay.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't fool around with my circle.
Oh yeah.
Like if I need my brother to transport something for me, I'm gonna throw in a little bit more than what he's charging, a little tip. You give him a tip. Oh, you need another load done. You know.
It's very appreciated.
So whenever you ask me, you know, hey man, can I borrow something? Can I borrow some money? Here you go. Here you go. Because if I ever ask you guys for something, I don't want it to be a huge struggle or like, oh, I'm burdening you. Like, here you go. You got it. There it is. Now, I'm not the richest in the room, but if my circle needs some help, if I can help them, I will.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, all the way around the board.
I'd love to bring in some, I'd love it if some young people that are watching this and hearing this would join the team. Because if you join this junk for free, we give you a little bread. But I don't want y'all to make it. Now, I don't want you guys to for any youngsters that might be watching this, see it as just a money bag. Just go after the money. Because if you set your sights on just the money, you're going to lose focus on all of it. You know? If you become fascinated with the business itself, you're gonna find ways to add value. You know, like for me, I only make a day with my brother. That's it. That's not much. Well, technically now it's more, but before I only made with him a day, and I was working 18, 24 hours with him. But my goal was I want to get my brother to a winning entrepreneur business with this transport. I believe in his vision. I know he can be successful. So I had to take my mind off and go, what is my goal? My goal here, and this goes back to the beginning of our business relationship. What is my goal? My goal is to help him get financially successful in his entrepreneur endeavor right now, because he's lost many times, but this one's winning, and I want to get him there. So what I got to do? Well, I may have to drive overnight. I may have to, my first day I had flipped 4 trailers. Put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off. Loads. Driving, I drove at least 8 hours in the first day between going to get loads, bringing them back, going to get loads, bringing them back. Like, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because he suddenly went from one himself to now it's 2 of us. Go get these loads, boom, 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 boom. Deliver those tomorrow, boom, 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 boom. Everywhere. You got to make sure your circle is thriving, it's surviving. Otherwise, what are we doing here? I would rather give a young person knowledge and a skill. Because if they only say, well, I'm only making $100 a day, I'm only making $10.50 an hour,
you got something you're gonna have for
poor man's mentality. Now, going back to where I said you should charge more, then once you got that skill, it's like, okay, well, you've got a family. What does $100 actually do? For a man that's got bills, kids, someone gets in a wreck, you come down sick, you can't work. Like now you can charge more because you know what you're doing. You're good at what you do. That's when you can promote yourself. You can charge a little bit more.
Yep.
So, and you're associating yourself with winners. So
in the winner's circle.
Mm-hmm. So my laptop here just went into the red, so we got to get this thing wrapped up fast. But what are your thoughts? Because I know I've been talking for a good minute.
I agree. Uh, some things I've been thinking about tweaking far as the business side of it. So, like I said, I'm still learning. You know, I'm with my mentor now, so I'm watching and I'm learning stuff that
Mm-hmm.
the average uh, camera guy wouldn't even think about as far as building his own brand and building that team. You see what I'm saying? So I'm watching and like I said, I'm learning. You know what I mean? Shout out to Be Wicked, you know what I mean? So I'm learning and happy to be in the position I'm in, you know what I mean, as far as the whole situation I'm in right now. So I'm good with it. No complaint. Like I said, we got solid brothers around us. Uh, Good guys, man. Everybody working. And, you know, we just building on that.
That's good. That's
But,
good.
yeah, I clearly see what you're saying. So, I mean, it's going to be some adjustments here in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I say, it's a growing phase. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that those prices are growing too fast for you. Because if the artist that you're working with right now really, truly, like they talk about, oh, support your circle, support your circle. If you come to them, like me and Feroa, I raised prices on her 3 times. She never said a word. She always paid. She said, "How much do I owe you?" I said, "This much." Boom, here you go. And then she got stuff for free.
Yep.
I gave her stuff for free. So she goes, "How much is that going to be?" I said, "That's for free." She's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've raised prices on you 3 times. You never said a word. You just paid straight up." I go, "Here you go. Here's some stuff for free. Congratulations. This is your reward." It's like credit, man. You get some cash back rewards.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can look at it as, and some artists, man, they be selling some stuff by the bag. I'm like, that is worth more than, son. I know you ripping off my boy now. I know my boy should have charged you more. Walk up in a room with that kind of stuff and like, excuse you. The audacity that you have to pay that kind of stuff. Hold on now. So, but anyways, so by the end of this year, what are you expecting of yourself by the end of the year? Where do you hope to be in your business?
Or the end of 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Further than I am now. No, I was just kidding. No, I just basically just keep growing and building good, solid business relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Growing financially, and just pushing the craft, like loving more what I do versus, like I said, the income part of,
Mm-hmm.
building ideas now to where there'll be value as well, the money won't be no problem. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we building stuff right now as far as that. But for the most part, you enlighten me a lot of times about a lot of stuff. Like it's like you're a guardian angel. It's like he's sitting on my shoulder, he's just watching and observing.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes you in the conversation anyway because you came with me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying. But the end of 2022, we should be saying we should see the progression, like seriously, like then to now, like overnight shit.
I'll give you an expectation that I've got of you. Okay, by December 1st, 2022, I'm expecting you to be charging $1,500 for one location. And for any artist that starts late or has any part that is outside of that 2 hour or whatever time frame you have, to charge them $100. Because this stuff ain't no joke. Cheese is what moves the ball. You want to get known, that's why these music labels give them millions of dollars. Because it takes a lot of money to get somebody known.
Yep.
especially if they're serious about their stuff. There's some artists that you've shot that they need to pick another industry.
I'll probably never see them again.
So, but I'm expecting, and I would love to see you charge $1,500 for one location, and for additional locations, another $1,000. Because your platform will be that much bigger.
We're going to make that happen.
We're going to do it. You've already got the knowledge and know-how. So now it's all about the process of getting there. You know? And for the artists that truly rock with you, you may have only 3 that really, truly rock with you. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just saying you may be. I mean, you may have one. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
I got several, I got artists that really, represent what I got going on well. They I get calls all the time, and a lot of times the timing be off, or I'm either
hold on just a second. In the event that this laptop dies before we're done with this, I want to say a huge thank you to the audience, for everybody for tuning in.
Yes, loud.
Be sure to show the channel love by hitting the subscribe button, drop the big thumbs up, and ring the notifications bell so that you guys don't miss the next episode of The Lion's Den. So I'm going to let him continue to talk, and hopefully this...
I'm pretty much summed it up. But yeah, like I said, it's going 2022, 23 is going to be a powerful year. So...
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, we pushing forward to this.
We're pushing strong, and we're going to
get
strong.
out of our comfort zone and do stuff we normally don't do. So that's what I'm working out, getting out of my comfort zone. Getting out of my comfort zone.
Let's do it.
Yeah. We need to shoot a movie.
We need to shoot a movie? We're going to work on it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Thank you again for tuning in, and ring that bell. Make sure you don't miss the next Lion's Den. Peace.